guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today we're going to be doing my Retoldathon TBR. In case you somehow missed it, I will link all the information for Retoldathon down below in the description, as well as the video announcement up in the cards. But this is my retelling themed readathon happening August 7th through August 20th, so a full 2 weeks. This is the first year for it. I am very excited for it. There are so many options for retellings. You don't have to read a fairy tale retelling. There are so many different things you can choose from. But this video, I'm going to be talking about my TBR choices for the reading challenges. Now, you don't have to do any of the reading challenges to participate, but they're here if you want to kind of push yourself and have a little bit of extra fun. I will be reading a lot more than this, but I always like to share at least one book per category. That's kind of my main TBR that I have in my mind, and then I have a whole other bunch of books that I can choose from if my moods change and things like that. So we're just gonna get started. Okay, so the first challenge is a fairy tale retelling. I figured since this is the first year that we'd do something kind of more basic and a little bit more open. So for this one, I am choosing Dance with a Fae Prince by Elise Kova. This is book 2 in her Married to Magic series, but they are all standalones. It is said they're in the same world, but they do not connect together. I recently read Deal with an Elf King, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling with elves, and it was absolutely fantastic. It's a fantasy book. It's a little bit cozy. It has some romance in there, but they're also not like super steamy and smutty. At least Deal with an Elf King wasn't. So that was exciting for me personally because that's what I prefer. So Dance with a Fae Prince is a Psyche and Eros retelling. So this will also work for a challenge later that I'll talk about, / Cinderella retelling. I believe it's fairly loose, but the reason I'm choosing this one in particular is because they are coming out in graphic audio, and this one will come out the second day of the readathon, and usually I can get them on Hoopla, and graphic audio is like a full like movie type experience. They call it a movie in your mind, where they have a full cast and they have sound effects and different things. I've never done one before, so this will be my first one. I thought it would be a good choice, and I'm excited to get to it. Next up is a villain backstory, and I have a super fun choice for this one. So I have Because You Love to Hate Me, which is an anthology, 13 Tales of Villainy. So this is all about different villains, and the cool thing is they're told by some of our favorite authors. So we have like Renee Audier, Saman Shinani, Adam Silvera, Victoria Schwab, but they're also collaborated with 13 booktubers. This came out in 2017, so it's going to be more of the popular booktubers from that time. But we have some awesome people in here, and I've been meaning to read this for forever. So some that you might recognize are Christine from Pullin' Bananas Books, Sasha Alsberg from A Book Utopia, Zoe Hurt from Read by Zoe, Jessie George from Jessie the Reader. So we have some really fun things in here. And I believe they're 2 separate stories. So I believe the main story from the author and then a smaller story from the booktuber. That's what I believe was in here. But we've got a mermaid one in here. I think there's a Julius Caesar one. So it just sounds really fun. So I'm going to try to read one of these every day, which will be the entire readathon minus 1 day, because we've got 14 days. So I thought that would just be fun. So that's my villain choice. Next challenge is Set in a Castle, which is a little harder of a challenge than I anticipated because it's kind of hard to know before you read the book. But this is A Wicked Thing by Rihanna Thomas. This is probably the retelling that I've had the longest almost. And this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and basically 100 years after falling asleep, Princess Aurora wakes up to the kiss of a handsome prince in a broken kingdom that has been dreaming of her return. All the books say she should be living happily ever after, but as Aurora understands all too well, the truth is nothing like the fairy tale. I assume this will be in a castle since they're in a fairy tale, and I'm excited to finally get to it. This is part of a duology. Next challenge is Greek mythology, and I'm very excited for this one. So Dance with the Fae Prince will technically work for this, and then our group read will technically work for this that I'll talk about at the end of the video. But I am choosing Go the Distance by Jen Kalanita, and this is a Hercules twisted tale. So Disney has this twisted tale series where it takes all the Disney movies and twists them on their head. And the twist for this one is, what if Meg had to become a Greek god? So they take it and they switch one thing around. I've had okay luck so far. I did not really like the Aladdin one. I didn't love the Little Mermaid one. It was better than the Aladdin one though. But I did really enjoy the Sleeping Beauty one. That was probably like a 4.5 star. It was very unique. I keep trying them. I love Disney movies, and I'm always game to try these books. I have a bunch of them, but I don't actually have this one. I'll probably read a couple during the readathon. Covers are so fun too. So this is a good one for for Greek mythology. Oh, and these series are standalones. I read the first 2 or 3 to see if they connected at all, and they definitely do not, so you don't have to read them in any particular order. And then the last challenge is to read a Cinderella retelling. I figured I'd put one specific challenge in here. So for that, I am picking Mechanica by Betsy Cornwell. I have so many of Betsy's books, and I've been wanting to read them for forever. All the covers are beautiful. All the descriptions sound so fun. So this is Mechanica, and this is like a steampunk retelling of Cinderella. So Nicoletta's awful stepsisters call her Mechanica to demean her, but the nickname fits. She learned to be an inventor at her mother's knee, and her mother is gone now, and the steps have turned her into a servant in her own home. And on her 16th birthday, she discovers a secret workshop in the cellar and begins to dare to imagine a new life for herself. Could the mysterious books and tools hidden there in the mechanical menagerie, led by a tiny metal horse named Jules, be the key to escaping her dreamy existence? So this one sounds incredible. I'll be physically reading it because it doesn't have an audio. I've wanted to read it for so long, and I'm so excited to finally get to it. So those are all of the main reading challenges, but we do have a group read. So the official group read for Retoldathon is Daughter of Sparta. I was very shocked that you guys picked this one. I feel like not everybody loves Greek mythology, so I was shocked that this beat out some of the more classic fairy tale ones, but I'm very excited to get to it. This is a retelling of Daphne and Apollo. 17-year-old Daphne has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta. But an unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis, who holds Daphne's brother, fate in her hands, upends the life she worked so hard to build. So it sounds very cool. I believe this is a standalone. I'm not sure, but we're all gonna find out together, or those of us that will get to it. Again, you don't have to read this if you don't want to. Okay, I have so many other books that I'm excited to get to. Be sure to check out the other retelling videos. I have a Frankenstein one, I have retellings in space, retellings set at sea, I've got fairy tale retellings, villain retellings. I've got a decent amount of videos. There's a big retelling themed haul, so check out that playlist and all the videos. They'll be linked down below. The hashtag for the readathon is hashtag Retoldathon. Make sure if you're following me on Instagram at The Brightside Girl and participating over there that you check out all the reading and photo challenges. The graphics will be linked down below, and make sure to tag me in your photos if you're participating that way. There's a giveaway. I'll be vlogging the whole time. Very, very pumped to get started. Let me know if any of these are in your TBR. If you're participating, let me know what you plan on reading. So excited to get started in a week, and I will see you guys next time on The Bright Side.